The Media News. 02.34 ring, this is your most trusted radio news ring. The Media News ring. Eyes of People ring, Voice of Truth ring.
Broadcasting live from BNHS Newsroom, Malaybalay.
Good afternoon, Philippines, and good afternoon, Malaybalay City.
This is Bin Plastina
And Karil Balistoy.
We are your main anchors for today. We bring you the hottest
and the latest news around the Philippines.
for today's headlines.
For international news, the state of the Ukrainian war for May 11, 2022.
For national news, Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. for the 17th President of the Philippines and Sara Duterte Carpio for the Vice President of the Philippines.
For local news, Attorney J. Warren Pabelyaran is now Mayor of Malaybalay City and Estelito Litoy Marabe for Vice Mayor.
In health news, the hard work of COVID-19 frontliners.
For weather news, weather of the month of May.
For school news, Bukidnon National High School SPA students are preparing for the recital this coming May 25, 2022.
In sports news, Ginebra Management offered Jeff Chan one-year contract extension.
State of the Ukrainian war for May 11, 2022. Here's Bin Plastina for the details.
Ukraine pushes back Russian forces near Kharkiv. Intelligence states that Ukrainian forces have captured villages north and northeast of the city of Kharkiv. This could shift the momentum of the war and jeopardize Russian advancements. And in the recent day, the Ukrainian troops reclaimed 4 settlements. While at the stalemate, the U.S. House of Representatives approved more than $40 billion more aid for Ukraine as Congress races to keep military aid flowing and boost the government as Kiev grapples with the Russian invasion. This is Bin Plastina for this evening news.
May the war comes to an end. Thank you, Bin. Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. for the 17th President of the Philippines and Sara Duterte Carpio for the Vice President of the Philippines. Here's Bin Plastina for the national news.
Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr., the son and namesake of the late dictator, is on the cusp of winning the Philippine presidential election by a landslide. According to preliminary and unofficial results, potentially returning the Marcos dynasty to the Malacanang Palace 36 years after the family fled a mass uprising. With more than 95% of the votes counted, Marcos Jr. has about 30 million votes, more than double of the closest rival, the outgoing Vice President Leni Robredo, who has about 14 million votes, according to partial and unofficial tally of the Commission on Elections. Marcos Jr.'s running mate for Vice President is Sara Duterte Carpio, the daughter of the populist outgoing leader Rodrigo Duterte. Many of their supporters are voting to see a continuation of the Duterte's policies, including the controversial war on drugs. Partial and unofficial results show that Duterte Carpio is also leading for the race for the vice president. The vice president is elected separately from the president here in the Philippines. This is Bin Plastina for the national news.
Attorney J. Warren Pabelyaran is now Mayor of Malaybalay City and Estelito Litoy Marabe for Vice Mayor. Let's hear Karil Balistoy report this news.
The Comelec Bukidnon officially proclaimed Attorney J. Warren Pabelyaran on May 10 as Malaybalay City's mayor for garnering the highest votes of 56,263 against his opponent Bobby Flores, who gathered 40,447. Meanwhile, Estelito Litoy Marabe was officially proclaimed as the city vice mayor with the highest votes of 47,007, besting another candidate, Attorney Rendon Sanggalang, who gathered 40,802 votes based on the records from the City Comelec Board of Canvassers. This is reporter Karil Balistoy.
This is the media news. Stay tuned and don't change your channel. We'll be right back for a few minutes. The media news 02.34. We're back and you're still listening to the Media News 02.34. Eyes of the people, voice of the truth.
The hard work of COVID-19 frontliners. Here's Nicole Mission for the COVID-19 updates.
In this current pandemic, the COVID-19 is spreading rapidly, while many of us get sick or might even worse. The COVID-19 workers is on guard for this pandemic. They commit diligent attitude to their works, despite of hardship and health risks. Many of these brave frontliners continue their jobs with sincerity. They hope that patients can be discharged and reunite with their own families. They treat the sick and with smile under those face masks. I hope we could continue to follow the rules and regulations properly. Thank you, and this is Nicole Michelle.
The changes of weather for the month of May. Now let's hear Jasmine Cole for the change of weather.
By Saturday until Friday next week, Visayas and Mindanao will be generally cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms due to the oscillation of the Intertropical Convergence Zone or ITCZ. The rest of the country will have partly cloudy to cloudy skies apart from afternoon or evening rain showers and thunderstorms. Throughout the outlook period, no tropical cyclone develop is expected. Updates through weather advisories will be issued if there will be significant changes in the weather scenario. Wherever you go, no matter the weather, always bring your own sunshine. This is Jasmine Cole for the Weather News.
Bukidnon National High School SPA students are preparing for their upcoming recital this coming May 25, 2022. Now let's hear Aliyah Peñaranda for the report regarding this event.
Face-to-face classes are currently ongoing in public schools and places with low COVID cases nationwide. 2 years in quarantine, students are still adjusting to the sudden shift from modular learning or online classes to face-to-face meetings. In Bukidnon National High School, students are preparing for the upcoming recital on May 25, 2022. As the theme, Sa Ulog, a celebration of life to embrace success against adversities. This special program in the arts has 6 specializations. These are visual arts, vocals, strings, theater, dance, and lastly, media arts. See you students and good luck!
Ginebra Management offered Jeff Chan 1-year contract extension. Here's Lance Capito for the updates.
Ginebra Management offered Jeff Chan 1-year contract extension. Starting off, when Barangay Ginebra shooter Jeff Chan's contract expired and got placed in free agent status. We never heard anything from the management about making a new contract for Chan to sign in. The fans feel sad about Ginebra shooter Jeff Chan not being able to play or might disappear from the team. The others say that the management should give him consideration because of how he plays and helps Barangay Ginebra rise to the top. But finally, based on the biggest source, Barangay Ginebra management decided to give Jeff Chan another 1-year contract extension. That if it will continue or get along, we might see another amazing gameplay from our Ginebra shooter Jeff Chan. This is Lance Capito for the news update.
Marvel star Elizabeth Olsen criticizes Marvel movies as a lesser type of art and disrespects the crew. Elizabeth Olsen is tired of filmmakers such as Martin Scorsese and Francis Ford Coppola bashing Marvel movies. The actor, who is back in theaters as Wanda Maximoff or Scarlet Witch in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, told The Independent that she gets frustrated when people make Marvel movies seem like a lesser type of art. Quote, "I'm not saying we're making indie art films, but I just think it takes away from our crew, which bugs me," Olsen said. It is unsure whether Elizabeth will continue her contract with MCU, but let's hope this issue gets solved. We wouldn't want one of our favorite Marvel movie stars to quit, right? This is Karel Balistoy for Showbiz News.
That is it for today. We are the Media News 02.34.
The eyes of the people.
Voice of the Truth.
This has been a great talk.
Thank you for listening. May you hear us again next time with our news voice and exciting news.
The Media News,
Eyes of the people, voice of the truth.